My name is Jerry Brazie, and I have bought, built, and sold over a dozen businesses over the last, 28, 30 odd years. We've totaled about $450 million over all of that time. I come from a very unique background. 8 brothers and sisters. I am child number 7. I come from abject poverty. I've lived on the streets at 17 years old with hookers and heroin addicts. I have been shot at and I have been stabbed and beaten within an inch of my life more times than I can count. Paid taxes as an 11-year-old, if you can believe it, in a job I got in a restaurant right down the street from my house. At 28, I started my own business. The first year it failed. Brought it right back 17 days later the second time around. And in this case, we did $4 million, $8 million, $12 million, and $14 million. That's my background. No experience. I didn't know what a business was. Really, I bought a house at 20 years old because I read an article that said that you needed to buy a house. I didn't know what a mortgage was. But what happened was at 28, starting that first business, losing it, coming right back with the second business, and having the kind of success I did at 29. By 33, I was a millionaire. That business is still alive and has done about $250 odd million over the course of the last 28 years. I have 3 fantastic kids. I've been married for 29 years. That's my background. In that second year, I was doing $8 million a year. I'd gotten written up in a local newspaper, and a man came in, 60-some years old, and introduced himself and said that he was starting a group for entrepreneurs just like me. Now, I didn't even know what a mastermind group was or a peer-to-peer group. Again, this is 25 years ago. And he said something to me that I'll never forget from a sales perspective. He said, "You can't afford not to." I said, "But I have this business doing $8 million a year. It's growing faster than I can keep track of. I can't figure out how to make money with it. I'm refereeing basketball games at night to keep the lights on at my house. You're telling me I can't afford not to. I'm telling you I don't have the time." It's a group that gets together one day a month, first Monday of the month in this case, and we would get together. It'd be 8 to 10 guys, all entrepreneurs. Each one gets half an hour to talk about their business. I had no concept of what he was talking about, except he was adamant that I could not afford not to, even though I didn't have the time. I said, "How much was it?" And he said, "I don't remember how much it was, $500, $600 back in those days." And I said, "Well, maybe you didn't hear the part where I'm refereeing basketball games to keep the lights on at night." He said, "You can't afford not to. You're brand new, your company's taking off, you need to be sitting in a group with other entrepreneurs." Best decision I ever made. Best sales tactic I ever had used on me. I could not afford not to, so I went and joined the group. In that first year, that first couple of years, really, I just sat there quiet. See, because I was the 30-year-old, and they were all in their 40s and 50s, my contemporaries in this group. What did I have to teach them other than a company that was exploding? But they had all of the experience. I sat for 2.5 years. Every time it was my turn, coming around my half an hour, certainly I would give my 2 cents or tell what was going on in my business. But I was really more about just being quiet and listening and learning and bringing in and sucking up all of the information they had. See, because they had the experience that I didn't have. And I learned that at 28, 29, 30 years old, to shut up and listen and to pay attention and to find out things from people that really I didn't even know existed, shortcuts that I hadn't even thought about. I mean, we would sit in these groups and I would have 2 people sit across from me and they'd be talking to each other back and forth. And I'd go, wait. It's not even my turn to talk. But I'd say, hang on, you're telling me that if I pick this thing up from the right side of my desk and I move it over to the left side of my desk, in your experience, because you've done it, I can save $25,000 a year? They'd go, yeah. And I'd say, but I have that on my desk right now. I have that on my shelf in my warehouse right now. You know, insurance, banking, doesn't matter what it is, hiring, sales, administration, operations, doesn't matter what it is. You would get these little nuggets. They're talking about something completely different, something that had nothing to do with me. And yet I would go, wait, that works for me too. I wouldn't be standing here in front of you right now telling you this story if I hadn't been in that group. I would not have gone on to do the $450 million in revenue over the last almost 30 years across a dozen businesses, buying, selling them, making fortunes, losing fortunes, flaming out massively, and winning on a grand, huge scale. That group put me on the road to where I needed to go because I was smart enough to figure out that there were people who had experiences that I didn't have. Years go by, the group's still together. We get together one time a year. All those guys are now in their 70s and 80s, and I'm 57. I'm currently operating 3 different companies. This one we just started, the Kronos Group, for entrepreneurs doing 7 figures or more a year. And the layout is exactly how I described it. We get together one time a month, half a day, 6 to 10 people per group, and everybody gets a half an hour. And the rest of the group then acts as a board for that single member. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be just business. Doesn't matter. It could be anything. In my case, I would listen. I had little kids and they had grown kids, so I would get advice from that perspective. I've now been married, like I said, 29 years and have 3 fantastic kids. And in a way, those guys helped me back then by giving me the advice of the older group, because business and life and health and success are all tied together. They are not separate, as much as culture and social media would like to tell us that's the case. It's just not reality. The group was absolutely critical to my success. And as I got older now at 57, I've been talking about starting a new group, and this is it. So I'm looking for 7-figure entrepreneurs, 1 million on up, doesn't matter how big you've gotten, to come in and be a part of a group just like this. When I was making my most money ever, the group gave me a piece of advice that I did not follow. I came back again and it gave me the same advice again and I didn't follow it. And it was one of the most expensive mistakes I ever made. And that was when I was making the most money I had ever made in my life. My businesses were doing about $25 million a year. So it doesn't matter how successful you are. Doesn't matter if you're on the up and coming, or maybe you've hit a plateau, maybe your thing is raging, whatever it is. The help you're going to get from the guys around you as a board, giving you that feedback and advice, telling you to move that thing from one side of your desk to the other, is an absolutely critical component that pays for itself 1 billion times over in my case. I mean, I don't even know what the number is. And then on top of that, I get 1 hour a month post the meeting. You talk about your meeting, talk about what you're going to do. And then you get it with the chairman. This guy was in his 60s, had been a Fortune 500 CEO. And you would sit down and talk about the things that you're going through in the meeting, and you would go over it with him, and he'll hold you accountable. He'd meet with your employees. He'd help you with a problem issue, meet with customers if needed be, give you sales advice, administrative advice, whatever it was. So in that role now, with all of my experience, then you get the group 1 day a month, half a day. You get your half an hour, and then you interact and learn as everyone else gets their half an hour. And then you get together with me for 1 hour, the rest during the month, more if needed, to go over and to really cement what it is that you're working on, what you're trying to get done. It gives you somebody that'll hold you accountable. But really, my interest in you is that you do as well as you can. I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs, and the problem is I get too close to them because I want your success harder than I want my own. I currently have a 38-lot subdivision that I'm in the ground on developing right now, and then I'll build out the houses on that. I have a transportation company that operates in Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, and a community that I just started, the School Forge on School, which is fun, and we're just getting that built. But really then this one right here, the Kronos Group, is for entrepreneurs doing 7 figures or more. It's a critical piece to my success and what I think to everyone's success. And I think every entrepreneur should be a part of one of these groups. So if that's you, I'd love to talk to you. If you don't think it's you, I'd love to talk to you. Just click below, schedule with me. Let's have a conversation. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. Maybe the time's too early, maybe the time's just perfect. Either way, we get to know each other. Maybe I can help you. Who knows? Maybe you give me some advice. And in between, we go away friends. Or we can start to really ratchet up your business. I've never looked at a business that I couldn't help them make money, ever. That's never happened. Because conversely, I've had people come into my business the same way with that attitude, with that mentality, and still find things that they could help me with. So if this is you, click below, get on my schedule. Let's have a conversation. The kronosgroup.org. In there, you will find an opportunity that probably will streamline and express your business in a way that you didn't think possible by opening up your mind to the things that are available to you. When you're in that hole digging, running that business, it can be very hard to see out of it. The critical thing for me was getting that outside advice. Opportunities are everywhere. You got to go get them. And this is one, I think, that if you are a 7-figure entrepreneur, if it's not this group, it should be some group. Come talk to me. Doesn't cost you anything other than a conversation.